I worked that out so that now you can buy the helicopters that you want. They weren't allowed to buy the helicopters in our country for various reasons, which frankly were not good reasons.
Who was mad? Of course, the mainstream media was mad.
I was a Democrat.
Donald Trump sold military equipment to Nigeria, and guess who was and is still mad? Alright, folks, so in the Pan African space, we like to talk about how the United States and NATO, their allies, are involved in the instabilities that happen in the global south, that they allegedly support terrorism and also funds different wars that happen in those places, while at the same time refusing to provide military supports, military aids, and even sometimes, not sometimes, most times, ban those countries from buying military equipments, from buying military weapons. Matter of fact, there are so many countries in the global south that have been placed in embargoes. They have been placed in embargo. They can buy military weapon. But now we have countries in the global south that, as a result of that, are turning towards Russia and China, because with those countries, with the countries from the Eastern Hemisphere, they are able to negotiate on deals, on military deals, military and buy military equipment that can help them fight against those aggression that happen on their lands. But now here we have Donald Trump. When he was president, he basically took on the mission to eradicate terrorism from the face of the earth. And he also talked to political leaders from other countries and told them to do what's best for their countries, to pretty much eradicate terrorism and to invest in their lines of defense.
To make the world safer from rogue regimes, terrorism, and revisionist powers, we are asking our friends and allies to invest in their own defenses.
They're asking countries, because there he was talking to pretty much the leaders of all countries, and the leaders from the African countries were also present at that place. He was asking people to invest in their defense lines. Alright, so when he met with the Nigerian president over here, he actually agreed to sell Nigeria some military equipment to fight against Boko Haram.
The helicopters.
Oh, helicopters. Oh,
Yes.
we love helicopters. He likes them more than I do. He likes buying helicopters, but he is, and they're buying a lot of helicopters. Helicopters.
We want to know how soon
Very
we'll be
soon.
releasing them to the country.
Yes, very soon. We're getting it approved. Part of the problem was that you weren't allowed to buy helicopters in our country, and now you are. I worked that out so that now you can buy the helicopters that you want. They weren't allowed to buy the helicopters in our country for various reasons, which frankly were not good reasons. But now they get them, and they get them very quickly, and they are the best helicopters anywhere in the world. We make the best military equipment in the world.
Yeah, so basically, the regimes before Donald Trump, which pretty much are the establishment regime, or even the Republicans too before Obama, they were not allowing Nigerians to buy military equipment. And for some reason that pretty much don't make sense. We all know why they wouldn't allow it to happen. We all know why, because we all know that they are behind, allegedly they are behind those terrorist groups and everything, because when Trump came, that's when ISIS was eradicated. And when Trump was president, even the Boko Haram was not thriving in Nigeria. And that's even why here, you see in this article, it says that the Nigerian president said, so the commitments of the United States to get rid of terrorism across the world, we have first-hand experience of that, and we are very grateful for it. The action by the United States in trying to see the end of ISIS has helped us a lot. The action by the United States in trying to see the end of ISIS has helped us a lot. See, by Trump killing the head of ISIS, that actually helped them a lot. Because Boko Haram in Nigeria at one time made a statement that they are loyal to ISIS. Now that ISIS have virtually gone with the help of the US, we are very grateful for that. So pretty much what Trump was doing was benefiting Nigeria. And I'm pretty sure that now that he's back, he's going to do even more. But look at the title. Who was mad? Of course, the mainstream media was mad. They say Trump brags about selling deadly attack aircraft to Nigeria, but didn't know what the weapons were called. They always focus on the emotions, on the identity of just like some irrelevant stuff. But you heard Trump talking about how Nigeria was not allowed to buy military equipment from the US while they are going under attacks in their countries. But when Trump was president, he sold them military equipment. That's why I'm saying that Trump, Putin, Ibrahim Traore, those three, they are on the same page. I even think Trump and Putin, they work together behind the scenes. Let's look at some more BS over here. Here we got BBC News article. But actually, I like this one because it says exactly what I've been talking about, what I was saying. It said this deal, right, said to be worth up to $600 million, was agreed by the Obama administration, but was reportedly halted on the day it was due to be sent to Congress after a catastrophic incident involving the Nigerian military. I'm pretty sure this was an inside job. Just the day before this deal was about to be sent to Congress, something happened. Of course, I'm pretty sure it was an inside job to stop this from happening. Yeah. And what was the inside job? About 90 people, mainly women and children, were killed in January when the Nigerian Air Force mistakenly bombed a camp in the country's northeast, which was hosting thousands of those who had fled Boko Haram. I'm pretty sure this was an inside job done by some traders in the country or something like that, because there is so much corruption in that country. So, yeah, to pretty much not send military help or military equipment to that country, because these wars, this terrorism benefits NATO, benefits the corporations. It benefits them, all these neocons. All right. So it makes sense now. And after Trump was gone, actually, there was an article that I saw here, like the U.S. under Joe Biden, they were not trying to send Nigeria any military equipment again. They pretty much stopped this momentum. You see now, that's why I'm saying that Trump is actually beneficial for the global south, for peace around the world, because he's on the mission of ending terrorism, because all that matters to him is business, his country trading with each other. But before countries be able to trade with each other, they gotta be an even plane. Countries need to be on the same page. And when there is safety in those countries, now countries are able to organize themselves. They are able to attract investors. They are able to build their businesses. And then now they can make some good deals, some beneficial deals with each other. They have to remove corruption, because corruption is pretty much a trade barrier. Because with corruption, you can accomplish anything. So that's why he's trying to clean up the houses. He wants everyone to clean up their houses. This way they can start doing business with each other. And Ibrahim Traore, Putin, Trump, they all want what's best for their people, for their countries. And by also fixing every country like that, by removing terrorism and by improving economic conditions in every country, that will also tremendously reduce mass migration. And people will start moving or traveling by choice and not by survival necessity. This is why. You get the point. So pretty much the Democrats are still the party of colonization and slavery. And Trump Republican is different. I don't even think Trump is a Republican. Trump just ran as a Republican because he had to. If you listen to what he says on the Joe Rogan show.
I was a Democrat. I could get you the exact, but the early 90s, I switched over eventually. Actually, they had a reform party. I was thinking about doing that for a little while, but then fortunately I didn't, because it's very hard. It's a two-party system. And anytime you hear third party, I know you like RFK Jr., and so do I. He's a fantastic guy.
I do, but I thought that being an independent was nonsense.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work because even if you do great, you're not going to get Congress. In other words,
Right.
you need now to say, okay, now I'll get half of Congress that's never going to vote for you. So even if you got there, which is very hard, and I know how you feel about Bobby, and I feel the same way, and he's now with us. But it doesn't. It's pure and simple. It's a two-party system.
Right.
And somebody, I won't mention his name, but somebody spent $250 million trying to get the nomination as a Reform Party candidate or whatever, and they got just nowhere. You get eaten. You just get eaten. The system eats you alive.
Right.
So, so it was really somebody that not only was new to Washington, but was new to politics.
Yeah, so pretty much he's not a Republican nor a Democrat. He just infiltrated the Republican Party because that was pretty much an easiest path for him, an easier path for him than going independent. And Democrats would not have accepted someone like him because he's very different than them. So that's why he infiltrated the Republican Party. But his goal was to pretty much make a change, because if you look at the establishment and all of his predecessors, whether they are Democrats or Republicans, they don't like him. And that's normal because what he's doing is completely different than what the establishment wanted to do. Alright guys, you get the point. Donald Trump, actually, we gotta give him a chance. I think he's a good choice for black nations, for African nations. I mean, for the whole world, pretty much. For the whole world, he's a good choice.